Did it work? Hello? Is
It's
it
working.
working? Okay, let me.
Holy cow.
Oh, devil's working.
Right?
Okay.
Okay. They want us to do it today. Okay, today's their day of choice. Understood. Let's go.
Everybody comes in.
I'm so excited.
And hey, everybody.
Hi,
Sammie.
guys.
Me and Sammie, you want to.
We are ready to rock your chakras.
So can you see, look at her showing off with her
Yeah.
hair. Come on then, we want beauty
The
tips on how you
hair.
get the hair that long and thick. Come on.
Team, I'm
Everyone's like,
serious. We do like coconut oil in this bad boy. We put a bunch of slop in it, and then I'm not trying to be pretty about it. I put a plastic
okay.
bag like over the hair, do the whole treatment, maybe throw an egg in there. Okay. New moon, yes. Oh my god, tonight is gonna be. Are you guys doing anything for new moon?
Okay.
I'm gonna be like setting up all my flowers and just setting major intent. This is a harsh moon, like the new moon in Scorpio, so emotional.
We just have
I was
time
just
to
gonna
gangster
say,
and get what's done.
you guys before she was making fun of me for being a drama queen, for being too emotional. Okay, it was hilarious.
I said, no, no, wait there. I said American people. I never said you
Okay,
specifically.
she did. I
I
wasn't gonna
said the
say
people
it.
who are creating the biggest drama are the Americans right now. I just said what I said.
She did. She did.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna call it out. I took it as my own, but that's my girl. You gotta love us for honest.
Don't
Wait,
do
there you are.
it. Okay, we're gonna have a few like kick my narcissist husband out. I'm done with him.
Yeah.
So I don't say that. I'd also say for me, it really is the ending, right? So what I mean by this is people are just done with the talk. Trust you, you're out. Like I'm not wondering if I can, like, you're
Yeah.
done, you're gone. So I think we're in powerful times where people just don't want to have to
Yeah.
question the boyfriend, the
Yeah.
husband, we just don't
Yeah.
want
And I love
it.
that
For
she
me
said.
personally, that's how
I
I
love
feel.
that she's saying I'm done with the narcissist. Like, have you made like the real decision to go no contact? Like for real, it's hard. It's no shit. It's not easy.
Well, she said kick my narcissist husband out, so
Oh,
I'm
you did
assuming
get
she
rid of him.
means
Okay.
she's kicked him out the
It's
house.
hard if you.
Yeah.
It's harder if you have children. I don't know if you guys have children together, but that's amazing that you had the strength to do that. That's not easy. Good for you. Good for you. And there's a lot of stuff to come
Yeah,
out of
because
narcissistic abuse, like recovery. So
I feel like as well, like narcissists get deep into your unconscious mind. They really, really make you feel a certain way about yourself. Um, and for me personally, that's what I'm seeing in society, just so much gaslighting. So much of what people are doing themselves, they're trying to say this is you, and you're like, you're not going with this. And it's like, oh no, I am. It's like,
yeah,
what?
it's
So
so
yeah.
interesting, and I love that Elisa brings that up because this gaslighting thing, right? It's like the trending word, and the truth is like gaslighting is a thing, right? But just because somebody says you're crazy, that doesn't necessarily mean they're gaslighting you. It's also like they have to have intention. Like when, like as if I said to you, if Lisa said to me, um, I think you're ugly, and I'm like, how could you say that? And she's like, say what? I never said anything. I'm like, you did. You just said I was ugly. And she's like, I didn't say that. How did you even hear that? That's more gaslighting, right? But if we're just kicking it and we're just having a conversation, I'm like, girl, you crazy. That's not gaslighting. So TikTok therapy can
I
confuse
think
people
I
on
think
that. Go ahead.
I think it's also listening to the intention and making sure you're reading what the person is saying correctly, because it can often be misinterpreted as well. Yeah, for sure. Um, Okay, so there's a bit of a lag, but this is just a test, so just go with it, okay? Um, but we're also taking questions. So if you've got any, Sammie is a therapist. We'll be putting the link to a website. We'll leave this up after. So if you've got any questions, you can ask me or Sammie. I'll be doing a free card. I'm
Yeah.
obviously sick, so go with
Her voice. Doesn't
it.
she sound sexy though? She's sick,
But
but she sounds sexy as fuck. Let's just say gorgeous. Okay. And what I love,
yeah,
and I don't know if you guys have realized this, and if you watch like Elisa back in the day, but the thing that attracted me to her like the most was because she's so sexy. No, because the thing that
oh
attracted
yeah,
me to her the most, truthfully, is because she knows how to tie in human behavior to the tarot cards, and I think that that is so
yeah.
cool and so important because it helps the psychology. So it uses spirit and the psychology, and that's her and I sometimes will even work in tandem because there's energetic work, but then there's mindful work, and that's what her and I are kicking it talking about behind the screens all the time is how can we serve you guys better. And she knows I'm my eyes, I can't, I see the comments coming in, but she knows I can't read them, so I have to rely on her eyeballs. It's like, see for me.
Where's your glasses?
I mean, I don't know. This is how she talks to
Guys,
me in real
come
life.
on,
She's like, go get
prepared
your
woman.
glasses.
Get the glasses.
I know, I don't have
Right,
them.
okay. So, with you stupid looking selves. Oh,
That's
like we
okay.
said,
That's fine. Go.
goodbye.
Keep going. It's great. That's a compliment. Thanks. Bye. Thanks for staying. At least you're watching.
Oh no.
Keep
Thanks, bye,
watching.
that's it. Okay. Keep playing with yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, okay.
It's
So
like that pink song. It's
send in
just
some
you in your hand tonight.
that's the one. Goodbye.
Love ya, mean it. But really, like, if there's people like
It
Elisa
is
and I, go ahead, baby.
the thing is though is like these people are really showing you where your life ends up when you don't get yourself together. So I
It's
feel like there's a lot of inspirational people now in the toxicity, the jealousy. If they don't follow their dreams, they get mad at you because you're following yours. If they're liars and you speak the truth, they get
yes,
about right. And I'm ever tell me to fuck
I love that.
in if you don't like where you came in. Okay.
I love that, and I love that you just said that, Lee. Because sorry,
Okay. So we're taking Sammie a question.
if there's anything you guys it doesn't have to. It's lagging a little, but not.
Is it lagging for you, Sam?
No, not talking to you. Just like the comments seem laggy, but you are here perfectly. But you guys, if there's anything that you struggled with, relationships, like grief, loss, and it doesn't have to be just about a death. It could be like Elisa and I were talking about this before. Like grief can be anything coming from, and it can be masked as and misdiagnosed as depression, like even clinical depression. And it's not. You could actually just be grieving something. Like I'll make it funny, but for example, every time Elisa leaves those cats, she's grieving them. Okay, she's sad, and she goes through all the things like first denial, like I don't want to leave them, right? The bargaining, I get to come back tomorrow, and she goes through everything, and the acceptance. The last stage, so they say, is it's okay. I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to feed them, and then I'll be back tomorrow. And I always think with grief and loss, the one thing they leave off um, from the original stages. One, stop calling them stages, they're feelings. And the last feeling is healing. So, like, yeah, you can get to a place of acceptance and knowing something's gone, but it doesn't mean you're healed. Like, the guy can break up with you. It doesn't mean you're like, okay, I'm good now, So, there's such a mirage of feelings to go through there. So, if there's any questions that we can help you and she can draw a card or I can help answer anything on your heart or your mind,
Yes, so wait there,
please,
can I just say because there's obviously trolls.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
For questions. You know, this is more to say hello to Sammie. Just talk, okay?
She's like, people, I
Um,
love that. Yeah.
okay. So Can you see this question? So Antoinetta said, I get a lot of controlling behavior and people being abusive, and a lot of criticism and stalking.
Mm, okay. Okay. That's a really good question. And one of the things that, again, Elisa and I talk about often is where is your frequency? It's kind of like imagine listening to the radio, right, girl? And you're just it's like you're listening to like 92.7 and for some reason they are too. So what I would do is I would try to work with someone and go, how do I raise my frequency? So I would ask you, what personal development are you doing? What personal growth are you doing? What are you surrounding yourself with? And then we would work, why am I attracting this? Like, why is this coming to me? Is it to heal? Is it for a lesson? Is it, and we figure that out. So if you could tell us a little bit more, because normally like attracts like, and I'm sure not saying you're like this, but maybe you see something in someone and you're like, I can help them and make them better. Or maybe my light can spark their light. And then you realize afterward you're completely drained because that was never going to happen. So I don't know. You tell me if I'm hitting.
I'd also say though, she's saying she's a positive person. So I do think opposites do attract. Sometimes if you're a very positive person, you can attract a lot of dark. Because the dark
And you're
doesn't like
right.
it, it sees you as fake. It really doesn't like it, it's triggered by you, right?
That,
Maybe it wants
yeah,
what you a lot of people are miserable and they want to be happy, but they don't know how to be happy, so they can leech off people like this and really
right,
attack them, right?
right.
That's a real thing.
And they
I
can
think
act like
this
a succubus.
statement that
No, she's right, and you can it can act as a succubi, and that's what I mean. It's like sometimes you want to be like, what's the ROI here? Like, what is my return on investment in these people that I'm pouring myself into? And I love that you're a positive person because often it's the darker people that are looking to like attach to a positive person, and then you end up pouring so much into that other person, trying to like elevate them, and your light gets dimmed as a result, and it becomes exhausting. So the question then becomes, how do I fill myself up and call my energy back to me? I don't know if that helps.
hey, hey, Keith Chief just said meh, and it's just something
Matt is
scousers
just
would
like,
say.
Matt, that doesn't really, Matt, well, what do you think would be better?
No,
Please.
no, no, meth is what
Oh,
they say
Matt.
in Liverpool. So the person who's stalking is from Liverpool because
Oh, really?
no one uses the word meth
I
anywhere.
thought they were saying we're on crystal meth. I'm like, do they mean crystal meth? I'm like, okay. Like, okay. Next.
I'm making it
All right,
up.
so you belong in the institution, but we're gonna let you go. Okay, we're gonna keep you going. Next order of business. But I do hope that helps
Oh
you,
my
girl.
god, stupid man.
They're funny.
Okay.
I think they're
Oh
hilarious.
my god. All right. Hi, Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
Um. Okay. So yeah, I think it's the internet. Like I said, we're gonna need a much better internet.
Yeah.
I could do with the voices as well.
Yeah, the voice to me sounds good. You guys, I don't know. I was talking to her earlier and I was like, she was as she was talking more, I was like, it sounds good. It sounds sexy to me. I don't know. But I would love to I like if we have to
Right.
cut it because of timely, because you have a session. I know we both have the sessions, but you guys, we would love to come on and really not you trolls, you guys need extra help, but we're not here for you. But for the real ones in here that really are just looking for, we are willing to give you some like real free advice. And we're trying to take the stigma off mental health and all the bullshit and really help you. So you know how to get in touch with this one over here. She knows how to get in touch with me. I could type in my website over here, right? But I can't see it. So I'll just tell you what it is. It's Samantha Pierce, all one word. Samantha, Samantha. Last name is Pierce, Pierce, all one word, .net. Okay, so it's samanthapierce.net. Just I don't know if you're in here at all, but if you could post that, that would be a dream. But if not, regardless, I just really appreciate you guys coming forward and sharing anything off your heart that you have because it's not easy to talk like about your private
No.
life, you know. And
And for Sammie, I will get the website and put it in the description
oh,
because
thank you.
to just click on the
You're
link, it's
so
easier than it's saying
yes,
Samantha P. And it's like, okay, that's too much
indeed,
drama to
indeed.
even put in the
You're too.
again.
She's got too many talents. Y'all don't know. Like I know she says it, but like it's real. Between the tech and the I'm like, what? So know that she's real. This is all real. Okay. Oh, I love the hearts. I see them. Hi.
Mhm.
We've been
Right.
wanting to get
Okay.
together for you
So
guys for so long.
again, like
So
you
go ahead, baby.
said, like I said, it, if any real people are in the room, you can ask Sammie a question. Okay, that's what she's doing. She's answering questions, and me also, but it's more to Sammie. Okay. Hi,
Hey,
Tristan.
Tristan.
Tristan. Um, so just the real people.
Does
Okay, the
anybody
trolls are
want me
gonna
to
do.
read up
They're
for
always
you
they're in every
mentally? What's
live. They're
going
in every.
on in there? Is somebody at home giving you a hard time? Like anything. And if you guys just want to troll out, we're going to be out of here. But if you guys have something you really want to say, if you feel like a burden, there's so much going on in the world. The weight is real and we know it. So we're here and we're showing up and we're like, how can we help you? If you want to type in and you have the energy and the time to write in nonsense, God bless you. I wish I had your life, your problems. But for the rest of you, we're here for it. And the hearts mean so much. Thanks, guys. And
Listen, Sam, one sec. So anyone who wants to book a reading with me, the link will be below. Anyone coaching, Sam's works with kids, animals, won't happen. The point I'm making is they'll be below. Um,
okay. You know what? There's a really good book. If
what
you're
what
if your
advice would you
issues
have
with
for someone who's
money,
struggling
there's a
to make
book.
money?
God, you're catching me off guard here. There's a book. Her name's like by Jen something with an S. She also wrote a book called Bad like You're a Badass. Okay. Then her next book, it's black and green. It really will change your concept about abundance and how to think about money because we have these patterns in our mind. Sometimes you heard your
Mhm.
parents say, "What do you think? Money grows on trees?" Or "What do you think? That just can't." And now it's stayed with you that like all of a sudden this is hard or you're undeserving and I want to say her like Jen Shapiro, but it's definitely not Shapiro. So don't Google it like that. She wrote the book "You Are a Badass," and then her second book again. It's black and green, and it's really good about like getting your mindset right. Also, there's another book, "Think and Grow Rich," will totally change the way you think about money. It's so helpful, and it's small,
Okay,
and you can get them on audio too. So if you're not a reader.
right. Okay, so I want to add something to that as well, which is I know that there's been times in my life where I've done very well, and then there's been times I've done very poorly. And what happens is when you go through a hard time, like the loss of a job, the decline of a business, what happens is as money moves away from you, you start to believe
Hmm.
in the past.
Very good point.
So you forget you've made money before, you forget you've been successful before, and you start to you start to lose confidence in your ability to make money. So you've got to be careful with that. When you're in a hard time, remember your past and what you did in the past. Remember the bag you made in the past, because the pandemic did a lot of injustice to a lot of people. So a lot of people who are struggling now, it's not their fault. It's through a lot of injustice that was done in the pandemic. So what I'm saying is, if you've built success in the past, you can do it again. Don't define yourself by your current finances. It's the mind playing tricks on you. It's the current, you're pushing money away based off your current bad, and you can do it again. Okay. And like I said, a lot of people who are struggling now, it's not their fault. It's complete savagery and disgusting behaviour at the hands of a lot of people. Okay. But the wheel turns around and it corrects itself. So people who've sabotaged people, stood on people, it'll correct itself. Um, if you've never built success, Sammie's right. It comes from your childhood. It comes from where you're born, the people around you. That's where that comes from. But if you've built success before, you're just in a bad time. Don't identify with it. You're going to come out. You're going to build more than you ever did before. You're going to silence every person who doubted you. Stay real. It's all going to be good. Okay.
She's
Where's
kind
the
of good at this
Scorpio
coaching
really?
thing, right? You're just kind of good at this coaching thing. That's why I really don't understand why more people don't sign up for her coaching, like for your coaching, for her coaching. It's on point. And what I love
Again,
about Elisa, and I'm talking about you like you're not here, but truthfully, is that even through hard times, like she can show up and just preach, and it's like all yeah. I'm like, where did that come from? Like, and it's just from her heart because she knows it. It's like it's a gift.
yeah.
It's a gift. It's a calling, and I think the cards are wonderful to pulls, but her coaching programs are out of this world because she gets into your like intricates. You know what I mean? Like, and you can
Well,
get
it's not that, it's this new coaching that I've put together. There's so many dimensions to it. So you've got your
better way to
ancestors,
say it.
you've got your divine feminine, you've got your energy, your shadow. So the real people are doing it because they're like, no, this is real. Like this, we've been sold a lie. Like we have to do this. Like this is part of what builds our success. But a lot of people, they want all the good without the investment. It's as an old couple said to me, your generation is a bunch of illusionists. You want love, you want this, you want that, but you don't invest in it. You don't even invest in yourself,
She just
you
took a
know?
little bit of
So
momentum.
people are sitting here wondering why they're a mess, why there's no money, why there's no success, why there's no friendship, because you do no work, you know? And people are all closed off and they want love and they want friendship. You've got to be vulnerable to have friendship. You've got to be vulnerable to have love. But again, a lot of it, and I know this for me, sometimes you want to bring something towards you, but the fear, it's just too much. So you shut it
Mhm.
down. It
Yes,
could be money, it could be success, fame, whatever, you just shut it down, right?
yes.
Um, so yeah, it's time to do the work. And we've got 2 months of this year to
Yeah.
do the work before 2025.
And just to
And we
drive
can
it
rewire
home,
the unconscious.
she's right. And just to drive it home, if you notice what Elisa was talking about, it is related, you guys, to grief and loss because you're grieving what you thought was going to happen. You're grieving a version of you that maybe isn't there yet. You're in denial. You're in these emotions and you can think and get stuck there. And our jobs, if you
Yeah,
let us, are to pull you out and help you heal, not complain. Well, we'll give you 17 seconds
right,
to
right
do that.
there. Is this still clear?
Yeah.
Um, okay, right. So for all the people who keep asking, my best work is yet to come. The devil didn't do anything to me, he just made me stronger. Okay. So what I mean by this is
Life
he
made
did
you
attack
stronger
me.
too.
Wait there,
Hell yeah.
listen. He did attack me. He took the channel, he took what I work for, but I needed those hits, I needed those enemies to see what I needed to see. But it's as Sammie keeps saying, it's important to focus on the light. I do think a lot of people have got sucked into this vortex of darkness, fear, the world's gonna end, let's just all give up, let's just all be our darkest version. We can all go that way, but there's no good that's gonna come from it, right? So I think I'm a bit different from Sammie, okay? Sammie is more the light. She's the complete light. She likes to really be in the light, right?
Unless you
I
fuck
like
with
a bit of
me. No, I'm kidding.
darkness. No, no. But I'm
Right.
saying, for me, the darkness doesn't scare me. Like it's something I'm interested in, the dark side of human behavior. That's why I like Robert Greene. He does like the dark side of human
Love it.
behavior. It interests me. Um, but I will say, and I know this through myself, you can get stuck in the dark and you just seeing dark, you're distrusting everybody, you're paranoid, and it's not a place to be. You can't function in that place. But I'm also an advocate if you can't function in a place where you're overly nice all the time, trusting people all the now everyone's different, people can do whatever they want, but for me, I think you need to be in the middle.
Yes.
I think you need to be giving people the benefit of the doubt, reaching out, building friendship, and then you need to know when to use your dark side. You need to know when to say, no, I've seen the pattern, I've seen the sign, and I'm no,
Right.
that for me.
I love
So
that. And what I'm hearing
um
you say also is I need to what I
thank
hear
you, dear.
Elisa saying and me throwing like words on it is like I'm gonna recognize my fucking self-worth. I'm gonna have my value. I'm gonna invest in me. I'm picking me over everybody else. I'm gonna stop archetypically prostituting myself and giving it all away when really I should be giving it to myself first. And people think that's actually selfish. I'm like, no, that's selfless. Because once you fill yourself up, only then can you pour it out and really pour into people. And it is because Lisa and I do the work that we can show up and pour into you. Because trust me, when we're done, we do the work and replenish the energy. This isn't like this is a lifestyle. So whether we're talking to each
Again,
other,
I feel like
go ahead, babe.
I feel like I do the work more in the dark, and the one thing that I need to work on is the work in the light, because I've been very betrayed by people. I've been very used and exploited by people. So I'm very good in the dark. I'm very powerful. I think for me, my work needs to
Hmm.
be done in the light, because there's so many beautiful people. There's so many people you can truly trust. They don't wish you bad. And when you constantly, okay, you might be powerful in the dark, but you can't see the light.
I love
And the
that.
world is so
Ooh,
beautiful. And I
ooh,
think
I
this
just got the
year, I think
chills.
this year, I think this year work for me and showed me there's so much beauty in God's creation, not just in humanity, like in the animals, in
I
nature.
love it.
It's crazy when you're looking for beauty, it's everywhere, right?
And I love what
Um,
Elisa just said.
Hi, DJ.
You just nailed it because you were like, there's beauty in the destruction. Like there is beauty in there. And when you say like, oh, you're beautiful, like her and I say this to each other. It's like you're beautiful, but you're beautiful. Like you're beauty to the fullest. And that's not just your looks. It's encompassing all the things
Yeah,
that she's talking about. And
yeah.
it is a lifestyle and we're here to help you get on that path if you choose so.
PJ was trying to listen to your podcast, but it was glitchy.
Yes, you know what? We were in the middle of our last edit. It's up. It will be up by tonight or tomorrow because we just needed to do one little edit and it will be good to go. But thank you so much for supporting that. It's on the Ananda
Oh,
podcast.
and I need to listen too, so I would be happy
Yeah,
to
I
see
know.
where this is after.
I love it. I'm so excited.
Okay. Right. So, hi Dean, hi Ahmet, salam,
Hi guys.
salam. Okay. I'm white, but I'm Middle Eastern in my heart. Okay, so salam. Okay. Um. Okay. Right. So, does anybody have questions like for Sammie or for me? We're just gonna whatever's on your mind, just things you're struggling with, and we'll answer.
Your job, a relationship, just what's going on in the.
Something where you can vent. It says Sammy said just vent. It doesn't have to be just vent.
Yeah, you could
Right?
like
Let us
vomit
help
if
you.
you want to. Like you could just
Spew it with Scorpio.
fuck yes. And it's so emotional. Oh my God, the Scorpio season is going to be intense. People are going to be like on fire with their energy and like being explosive and upset. So don't give yourself grace as well with your emotions, and don't be afraid to pop them in the screen, even if you're watching on
But
an after.
before I had a personal
Yeah.
situation and I was feeling emotional about it and I was like, I have not got time to go in my emotions and brood in this situation right now. I've just got to like gangster. And that's fine. Sometimes you've got other stuff to do and you really don't have time to like sit there and be brooding or mulling. But I think a lot of people are doing that too much, right? They're kind of like,
Mhm.
oh, I've got too much. I've got to focus on this. I've got to get this done. I can't right now, no, and they keep pushing, pushing, pushing. But while they're pushing, 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 they're repressing, repressing, boom, volcano,
Yes.
right? Um, yeah, yeah. Well, I've learned so much, like even down to teaching. I'm like, maybe this isn't the life for me. I'm seeing the world out there in nature where you can go, what you can do. Technology is awesome, teaching is awesome. But you know what's also awesome? Letting God take care of it and just going into the distant night,
Yeah.
sleeping under the stars, being with animals, and not trying to fix the insanity that is the human race.
And we were
But you know my
talking about that
problem?
earlier, right? It's like
No, you know my
control what you can
problem, Sam?
control.
I like the drama. I'd come back. If it's too quiet, I'm looking for a problem to fix. This is the problem.
But you see, that's because that's your heart. That's her heart, right? Like she's looking for the next thing that she can help somebody solve. Now, I will say sometimes people do that, not this one, but other people will do that because they're so comfortable in chaos that they're like, okay, I don't want to deal with my own shit. So I'm going to run to the next person and try to help them and try to help them and try to help them. And sometimes in
True.
session, I'm like, you have to go back and help you
Yeah,
first, you know? So remember that
that is
for
very true.
you guys that are listening now or even later. And if you are listening later and you come up with something, or you're listening now and maybe later you think of something, please write it in the comments. Like we will go back and look and we will answer you.
Yeah, we'll do another podcast. So that's really good because we're going to be leaving. Check out our links below to my tarot. I've got a lot of new reads. Check out Sammy. She does real therapy stuff, right? We're both teachers, but just in a different type of way. I do a lot more tarot, stuff like that. She does a lot more therapy and is qualified. What I'm saying is, I like what Tammy just said. If you put in the comments a question you've got, we will, on our next
We will.
podcast, answer your question. So maybe you're struggling with love, maybe you're struggling with energy attacks, whatever you're struggling with, put in the comments below and we'll do a second podcast answering your questions and you can watch, okay?
Yeah, and just to know,
Um,
you guys, we both are
Hi, Rick.
energy people. Like I do Reiki and stuff like that. So I'm an energy like ask master. I call myself out. At this point, it's an alchemist because I don't just do Reiki. So at least I, if it's energetic, if it's wooey, if it's medical, not we're not doctors, okay. But if it's anything that you
Yeah.
just really want to ask, like please put it in the comments and don't feel shame. Don't be embarrassed. Like this is a safe place. We really just want to help you.
And also, we're very humble people. You know, our job as teachers is to refer you to the right teacher.
Yeah,
We're not scared to say, this is the person that you need to see
exactly.
because we're going to lose money. We're not about money. We need to get paid. Everybody does. But we're about, okay, this is the person you need to go to and invest in. We want the best for you. A lot of people don't. They just want to make a bag. They want to act like they know it all. No, we know so much. And then we put you on to where you need to go to learn more, okay?
You're
Um,
amazing at that.
Okay, so wait, okay, so Brittany said, I struggle with fear and self-worth. What is a good first step to get out of feeling stuck and depressed? But when a
Mhm.
person doesn't feel worthy,
Yeah.
they're not going to fight for the best version,
Yeah,
right?
it
But
can
what's
feel
going on?
debilitating. Yeah, and when you don't feel the worth, and the first thing that I would do, Britt, is I would probably start saying, okay, where did this start? Did I ever feel worthy about myself? Like, can I remember one memory where I felt good about myself? Maybe it was just doing a somersault as a kid, and you nailed it. Maybe it was falling off the slide, nailing it. You know what I mean? Is there anything that you ever did where you were like,
Thanks, Raja.
I'm sorry?
Sorry, I was saying thanks.
Oh,
No, I was saying thanks.
okay, and so if there's anything like that, what I would do is I would kind of go into your, I call them your grids, okay? And I would try and see like, okay, where did we lose the self-worth? Because normally it comes from somewhere. Elisa talks about this a lot, fragmentation, parts, things like that. I go a little bit more into your psyche, and I wouldn't just do this on the call and blow up your life in front of everybody. Okay, that would be
Yeah, she
something
goes deep. Yeah.
that's something that's confidential for you that I'm sure goes deep. So that's something that I would be like, love the question, leave your info, and if you want, DM Elisa, put it in there, and we'll personally get back to you with like an answer that everybody doesn't have to see. Okay, even if we send you an
Okay,
audio
so
note,
right, let me jump in there. So for
please.
me, what I heard for you, Brittany, was you said I struggle with fear and self-worth. Okay, so it looks like for me, you said you're depressed. I always call depression suppression. Okay, so there's a fear of something, a fear of betrayal, a fear of you'll be rejected in your gifts, a fear of not being able to be yourself. And that's what the deep coaching is about. You have to sit with somebody and they pull apart this fear. They say, okay, this is the issue. Because you can get lost. You can start thinking, oh, it's this. There's too many things going on. Um, but there is, again, Sammy might disagree with me
Yeah.
here. And I do believe that some people are biochemically whacked, but I don't believe in depression. I believe in suppression. I believe being in a life that is not akin to your soul, to
Mm,
your true identity.
mm,
You've got to shrink yourself
mm,
to be around people who aren't your people, to be in a job that's not your job,
mm,
to be in a relationship where you're not being heard or seen
mm,
or being fulfilled.
mm.
Okay? There is no depression. There is. I'm not saying there's not people who are biochemically have got a problem, of course. But you would go and see a psychiatrist, a proper doctor for that, if you feel like it's on a biochemical level. Most people, you've been an identity has been carved out for you. You're living out from the identity of the place you were born, what your parents told you to be, your cultural identity, and it's not real. It doesn't. Your soul is rejecting it. It's like no, no, I don't know who the fuck you are. It's rejecting it. But yes, going to a
I love that.
therapist, like
I love that she just said my soul is rejecting that. It is so prophetic because that's what's
right,
happening. And when you feel fear, it's kind of tricky. Anxiety is generally fear about things in your future. Stress is about fear from your past. Okay, it kind of goes that way. And then your ego, people give your ego a lot of shit. Like they're like, oh, the ego. And I'm like, okay, you guys, but the ego doesn't have a brain. It knows two things: pleasure, pain, pleasure, pain. So if it's like imprinted, and these are quick answers, guys. These are quick answers, okay?
No, just
But like
slow
if
down.
it's
If we're given, just slow down. Just whatever's coming to you, just give it to them. Let
yeah.
yourself slow down. And like one thing is like
Well, I
stop
mean,
with like
it's just
whatever you
deeper
process.
thoughts, and I don't want to like overdo like too many deep thoughts on you, but if you're fear based, I'd be like, okay, what scared you? What it's exactly where Elisa's saying, like what shook you, you know, and I kind of like to start from here and then I go backwards because if we start at the childhood, sometimes yeah, but sometimes it's helpful to be like, what are you afraid of? What do you feel so worthless about? You know, I'm not enough. Not enough with what? Like who
Oh,
told you that?
but I think as well, stopping on Brittany there, I think it's also to do with this is what we need to do is when we do these podcasts, we're speaking to a specific individual, but we're speaking to the collective.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people now sitting in their lives going, I'm depressed, I'm depressed. No, you're depressed because the pharmaceuticals and the people online told you you're depressed.
Mm,
Oh, you're too negative, you're too this, you're too that. No, 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 no. Your body is telling you, like it's the same as anxiety.
yeah.
The
Your
system in the
body's
brain that
telling you.
rules anxiety also rules excitement. It's just most people choose to tune into anxiety rather than excitement. Okay? So the same circuitry that rules anxiety rules excitement. There is people who will spend years in a fear and then they'll start to think, I can't fucking do this anymore. What can
Yeah.
we get out of this? And the circuitry in the brain that's been controlling the anxiety turns to excitement of I'm doing it, boom, and then bang, they break free.
And
Okay? Same
I
as
love what she's
depression.
saying. Go ahead, honey, keep going. Go, go. You're good.
I'm just saying, like, I understand a lot because I've coached a lot of people, and even through my own personal experiences,
Exactly.
intense fear, acrophobia, all of
Yeah,
the things.
exactly.
And you can, it's all switches. It's a bit like circuitry and anything.
Yeah,
You
they're
can switch it
neurotransmitters.
to and you can get out. But I like what you said before. We tend to we get stuck on a loop. We get stuck in a story. We get stuck in a way of life, and
Yeah,
we kind of we go through the motions, and then it's
yeah,
hours, days, months, and then
yeah.
and then we finally break out
Right. And
into
to
this
go ahead.
relationship where you're kind of stuck on this person, and you know that this person's not good for you, but you keep analyzing and going over, and you don't break free. And then one day you just look at the person, and you're like, boom, done.
Ugh.
But it
Yeah.
took a long time to convince the brain and to convince the body that that person is not your person, right?
Right. And I love what Elisa's saying to drive it all home, you guys. If you notice, what we talked about earlier was sometimes, and yes, Brett, I hear this, but this is really for everyone. And I started with this is that sometimes grief, sadness, denial, all of those things that fit in those stages, feelings, it's not depression. You really are stuck in a state of sadness. So sadness doesn't mean you're depressed. It means you're just stuck in like in a feeling. Okay, that's a better way to say it. I'm stuck in a feeling and I don't know how to get out. I don't know how to feel more of something
Okay,
or less of something. Go ahead.
perspective on all of this. It's one of those things, everything you love is going to die, everything you create is going to fall. And when you truly wake up, the awakening is about birth and death, that you're going to lose everything, you are going to lose you. A lot of people, what happens is they go into love. When
Right.
that's what the being young. Wait there, let me get this out. When you're young, you can go through betrayals, you can go through loss, but there will come a point where you realize that in the end, no matter how much you love, no matter how much you create, everything is going to be lost. And so what happens is eventually people stop living because they don't want to feel that pain, acknowledge that reality that everything, including ourselves, is going to die. It's too painful. So then they isolate themselves. It's better not to try. It's better not to love. To hell no, it is. You go out there and you love. You go out there and you build and you let it break you and you let it fall. And then you do it better and better because again, it's also your lineage. You're gonna run through their veins. And I don't know, it's something about humanity carrying on
Yeah, yeah.
insanity, I guess.
And you know what I love
Well,
that she does with this
it's
stuff, you guys, is like if we were if it was a different time, we had more time, we would talk on the side. But I'll tell you, when she's saying right now, you guys listen to her all the time. Tarot, do your horoscopes, do the sun sign, whatever. Okay, what she's saying right now in her language. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, is she's like Nine of Swords, Ten of
Sorry.
Swords, death, rebirth, right? Lee, doesn't it go like that? Am I right? So it's literally like that, and she's literally using tarot cards without her tarot cards to go through the grief process because it is like that ace where you start, you go up, up, up. You won't lose.
Yes, and you can do that, but that's not really what I'm doing. I'm reading, like I said, because of my knowledge of the brain and obviously being a personal trainer in biochemistry and history, I'm not reading tarot cards here.
Right. That's my
Okay.
point.
Obviously, if I did a tarot course, I could do it
Yeah.
behavioral, it'd be world class, it'd be one of the best courses in the world. On you through my own experiences where I have loved things and I've fought for things and they
Yes.
fell. And what happens is the body goes into a state of numbness, it goes into a state of grief, and people stay stuck in that for years. It's like, I'm sorry, but I never want to feel that
I
loss
love
again.
that.
I never want to be, it takes
Mm,
courage to build things and for them to collapse and people to watch.
right.
And then you go and you put yourself out and do it again. Gangster, that is a G, that's our predecessors, our ancestors. With a lot of people in the current day, it's too much, right?
And it's
Um,
amazing what you're saying. It's like
so
you can have that death, whether it's an ego death, a human death, a divorce, a breakup, a job, a business, a dream, all of those things you can get stuck in. It's God, I'm drawing a blank on it's the 5 stages of grief, okay? You guys can, like, all Google it, whatever. But it's the most important thing, Elizabeth Kubler-Ross is the person who originally came up with stages in, like, 1969. So let's give her a break that it was 1969. The one thing she left off at the end of it after acceptance is healing. So even though we go through all of this losing of stuff, the thing it's like you don't even get stuck, and I really talk to clients about this, don't get stuck in the healing phase either. Then they become, oh God, they're sitting on top of mountains for years waiting for the breath to come in and get the answer from the Shanti. And oh my God, you could be there forever. And some of these gurus that are on the TikTok and the Gram and the YouTube, they'll keep you there forever. And they'll just keep. And
yeah.
what I love about Elisa's work is she ain't doing that. She's not keeping you. She's telling
Okay,
you.
here's another thing now. I think is you have to heal at different stages and chapters of your
I love
life.
that.
Something I'm monitoring is that this is the woman who's a 50-year-old woman and she's jealous of the 25-year-old woman.
Right.
She has not healed. No, wait there, this is not judgment.
No.
She has not healed her time, that she's still got a memory or a pain or something she didn't achieve in that timeline.
Yes.
So you've got a woman who's constantly trying to recover the 25
Yes.
instead of embracing the 50. So
Amen.
what I'm saying is healing is a lifetime journey. It's a healing of different stages. But the people who talk about childhood, so you've got 37, 40, 50-year-olds who are still talking about their childhood.
Oh God,
So
yes.
not only are they in a time of grief, wait there, not only are they in a time of grief now, not only are they struggling with everything now, but there is so much baggage on a deep engraved level
Exactly.
because they're still talking about something that happened when they
They're
were a
not
child
over
and
it.
that has not been healed.
Exactly. You're nailing it, nailing it, nailing it. And that's exactly why I'm like, please talk to a therapist. Stop with the mental health stigma. It's bullshit. Like yeah,
Yeah.
you can talk to your friends, but I'll be honest with you, easy because you can end up like trauma dumping on your friends and they only have so much space too because everybody's going through so much shit. So reach out to someone that you can really trust that you find is a safe place, and if Lee and I could be those people for you, if Elisa and I could be those people for you, we're humble and we would be honored to be able to do that. Okay. So,
And another thing is, to be honest, for me as well, it's the disrespect of, the brain is a very,
yeah.
but the brain is a loop to the nervous system and the body.
Mm,
And so this movement of mental health, most of what you are looking at is the nervous system has
yeah.
got a lot of memory that's pre-ingrained within it that is causing problems. You've got the unconscious mind, and the brain is constantly taking all this backlash, and the brain's like, what are you talking about? Your prefrontal cortex is what regulates your higher self. It's what regulates the ability to organize and
Frontal lobe.
um,
Yeah. And what's happening is
you know what I mean? Like, in other words,
yeah,
for us
no,
to
you're
be who
nailing
we
it.
are
You're
today,
nailing
and
it. You're yeah.
it's such an insult. It's an insult to the prefrontal cortex and the weight that it has to take.
It's so true.
Okay, most people do not have brain problems, mental problems, mind problems. They've got nervous system problems, somatic problems,
Mhm.
biochemical problems, hormones, all of this, they're
Yeah.
often through trauma,
Mm.
through bad food,
I was just
all
gonna
of
say
these
that.
things.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. So just
Amazing.
stop with the mental health. You've got mental problems.
We all have
I'm
mental
15, but I'm
problems.
50. Shut the fuck up, okay?
You know, it's true, but
Go. I
it's
tried
like
to be
don't be
professional, and
embarrassed.
I've
My
got
thing is like don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed to have problems. Don't be embarrassed to be like I'm afraid of everything or nothing. You know, whatever it is, just stop being embarrassed and just talk to us because we're here. Are there questions coming in later?
right, Sam. Do you have to go because it's 12?
Yeah,
Did you say you had a
yeah,
client?
because I have a client and you have one right after me, right?
No, no, no. I'm okay. But I'm saying if
You're
you need
good.
to go, you're gonna have to
I
go.
do. I have one client and then I'll run. But if they don't show up or they cancel thing, I'll
Okay.
come
No,
back
no,
on.
no. Look, we okay.
Okay.
Look, we'll just leave it at that. Okay. So we're going to leave it at that. We're going to put this up, and people, when they watch
Yeah, I
backwards,
sure
because there'll
hope
be a
so.
few people who watch, yous can put, okay, yous can put comments in the comment section. You can find both my website and Sammie's website in the link below. If you want to book a tarot coaching, if you want to book a therapy session with Sammie, it was just a trial. We are going to do another podcast, but it's going to be with your questions that you put in the comment section. So whatever you're struggling with, whatever it could be, career, money, love,
For
self,
real.
whatever, put your comments in the comment section, and we'll do 90 minutes, 2 hours,
We'll give you what
answering
you need,
questions.
literally. And Elisa, can I say one thing before I exit out?
Okay.
If you know anybody, humans that could benefit from what we're saying or do need to talk to someone and can't get in to see a therapist because I know the wait lists are crazy or have a question, please share this video. Don't like, subscribe, yeah, all the things, but really this is about to help other people. So if you know someone, a friend, a family member, someone posting on Facebook that's like crying out the same way you are, I feel worthless, I don't know what to do, please send them. We want to help them too. So share the video and then hit like and subscribe. Thank you.
Antoinette's calling you Cinderella. She has to go before 12 or turns into a pumpkin.
And
She's
tonight, I thought I
calling you
told you not to tell
Cinderella.
anybody my secret. What the fuck?
Okay, everybody.
Thank you guys. I got to go get my glass slipper. I'll see you later. Talk
Right.
later. All right. Love you.
Um,
Bye, guys. Thank you so
okay,
much for having me.
pleasure, and we'll see you soon.
Talk to you soon.